Yeah, the move. Whatever hand you hit, you move to that side. Left hook, boom! You gotta think of throwing punches. Your job is to throw punches.
A dog with sheep, it will become a sheep.
Anthony Joshua is reportedly training with Mike Tyson as he prepares for his high-profile fight against Jake Paul. Joshua has been studying classic techniques from Tyson's legendary trainers to enhance his performance. His camp is focused on strategic development, speed optimization, and explosive power. With elite conditioning and a data-driven game plan, Joshua aims to enter the ring fully prepared for this major, revenue-driving showdown.
Been doing it in the gym, coming forward, punching to the body with his heart.
Anthony Joshua shared that Mike Tyson motivated him through unmatched power and discipline. AJ now uses targeted neck and shoulder exercises inspired by Tyson's techniques. He says these high-performance drills boost strength, stability, and punching force, proving how studying legendary athletes can elevate training, impact, long-term athletic value, and success.
Another neck exercise that I got from Mike Tyson. A lot of wrestlers do this. Quite dangerous actually. Physios don't like this type of stuff, but it's good for neck conditioning. It's called neck bridges. And it's flexibility and strength at the same time. So it's a really good exercise if you...
Mike Tyson encouraged Anthony Joshua, calling him an exceptional athlete. He stressed that consistent competition builds confidence, sharpens skills, and sustains elite performance, and increases career value. Key drivers of high engagement, retention, and premium earning potential.
Would you give to somebody like AJ?
That he has a lot of talent and not to get discouraged. He only loses when he quits. When you quit, all the doors of opportunities close. You know what I mean? You have to be game, and then don't get discouraged if you lose. Listen, you just lost, you may have got $30 million. I just think the more time you lay off, the worse you get. You have to fight to be the best. You have to do it.
Anthony Joshua is undergoing an intense, high-performance training camp, integrating Mike Tyson-inspired techniques. His regimen includes advanced neck rolls, power-focused strength work, and elite conditioning drills to maximize speed, agility, and punching efficiency. These high-value sessions show AJ's commitment to optimizing his athletic output, boosting his marketable dominance, and elevating his overall impact inside the ring at every training stage.
Bro, my physio's looking at me like, what the fuck? I can see you looking at me like, fuck, please don't fuck you. Hey, if it goes, at least you're here anyway. You know, 43,000 tuned in. Oh, mate. I know I started this shit.
Just do you want to set up the physio table, put the flats on it?
Anything.
Get back up there.
I'm easy, boss.
Eat.
Showtime sent me a lovely picture of me.
Eddie Hearn confidently maintains that Anthony Joshua would defeat Jake Paul if the fight ever happened. He explains that even though Jake Paul isn't viewed as a top-tier boxer within the traditional combat sports industry, people should not treat Joshua's win as automatic. Hearn reminds fans that Joshua has beaten high-value elite opponents like Francis Ngannou, proving his success comes from skill, discipline, and strategic preparation, not weak competition. He adds that Joshua's training intensity, power, and technical IQ position him to dominate across levels. A Joshua versus Jake Paul event would carry massive revenue potential, global audience reach, and major financial impact for the sport.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, 50-50 fight. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I just said in another interview, great if it is. I mean, if it is, then you've got no problem seeing it. But when AJ... I mean, decapitate's a strong word, but you know, when he renders Jake Paul unconscious like he did to Francis Ngannou, don't then say, oh well, it was Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when AJ beat Francis Ngannou, Ngannou just had a fight that could have gone either way with Tyson Fury. Then AJ poleaxed him, and everyone just said he's just an MMA fighter. Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul's not Francis Ngannou. But as I said before, if you want to see Jake Paul exit the boxing world,
Nigel Benn raises serious concerns about how entertainment-driven boxing affects the sport's real economy. He believes that when celebrities and social media creators headline events, professional fighters who invest years of training lose out on fair financial compensation. Ben notes that elite boxers often earn modest payouts, while crossover fights generate massive revenue, premium sponsorships, and viral digital traffic. These high-profit events deliver lucrative paydays to participants with limited experience, creating an uneven market. Ben argues this trend damages the sport's long-term value because it minimizes the dedication, skill, and competitive integrity of true professional boxers.
Bit of rumors around today, Anthony Joshua and
Oh,
Jake.
no. I'm not even really entertaining that. It's just not. You know, being a two-time heavyweight champion of the world, it's I don't know, YouTubers. I'm not really into all them influencers coming in there, and there's like some boxers that really work their butt off, don't get paid like what these guys are getting. And Anthony Joshua being a former world champion should be fighting like, you know, someone in the top 5, top 10. You know, so I ain't really got much time to talk about that. Not
You think it's
interested really.
bad for boxing?
Well, not bad for boxing. If people want to pay to watch it, then, you know, who am I? I'm just giving you my opinion. You know, who's not worked his way through the ranks to earn that shot at the former world champion? No, not at all.
Australian boxing. Who are you a fan of? Obviously got good fighters out there.
Joe's my type of fighter. He's very spiteful, and he's just another level, really. I don't think there's no better cruiserweight around.
Aid Oladipo emphasizes the massive financial upside of an Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight. From his perspective, it would be unrealistic for Joshua to turn down such a highly profitable opportunity, especially when the projected revenue could reach nearly $100 million. For a fighter with Joshua's elite resume and market value, the risk Jake Paul presents is extremely low compared to the potential payout. Oladipo explains that this type of high-income, high ROI moment is rare in boxing, even for global champions, making it a strategically smart decision. He believes Joshua can secure a major financial boost while facing minimal competitive risk due to Paul's limited professional experience.
If someone knocks on your door and says, do you want to fight Jake Paul for 100 million? You're like, you'd be stupid to say no. No, I don't want that 100 million for what would be and will be and should be easy work for AJ. Like, well, why are you going to turn down 100 million? AJ should and could, should knock out Jake Paul in a round. Like if Jake Paul was over here fighting under our British Boxing Board of Control, I don't think it would be a Southern Area Cruiserweight champion. AJ is a former unified heavyweight champion of the world that I still believe is a top 10 heavyweight in the world. Like AJ should be able to destroy him. AJ is going to be 60 pounds or so bigger than him. AJ hits like a truck. AJ is a better boxer. Like this is a...
Many boxing fans strongly criticize the idea of Anthony Joshua facing Jake Paul, viewing it as a major downgrade for the sport. They argue that matching an elite heavyweight champion with a social media entertainer prioritizes revenue, advertising value, and high-profit promotion, rather than true competition. Fans fear this decision could delay a high-demand, high-value showdown with Tyson Fury, a fight that carries far greater sporting credibility. Across social platforms, discussions highlight frustration, claiming the matchup risks damaging Joshua's legacy by placing business incentives, brand exposure, and market-driven hype above the tradition, integrity, and long-term reputation of professional boxing today overall.
Anthony Joshua gets in the ring with YouTuber Jake Paul, and that's what he is, YouTuber Jake Paul, would you watch it? Simon, before we take some calls, with this seemingly in the pipeline, can we safely say goodbye to Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury?
Well, I think it's done anyway, judging by the mood music that seems to be coming out from various camps. If you listen to Tyson Fury, he seems to be, despite the fact we've danced this dance before and walked this walk before, he seems to be talking in a very different way. There's no hyperbole. It's, I'm done. This is a younger man's game. I've done my bit. I'm at peace with where I am in life. I don't need boxing anymore. But not in the flash for cash way that Tyson often does it. In a more earnest way is my understanding of his sort of thought processes. So with that in mind, it almost feels that that's off the table anyway. Who knows? The draw of the enormous amounts of money that this one fight can generate. This is the one fight that can really get everybody paid. I mean, the two protagonists. Whatever Usyk takes, tragically for him, he wouldn't even get anywhere near as much money as potentially being offered for the Fury-Joshua fight.
What would earn AJ more of a pay packet? Fighting Fury or fighting Jake Paul?
Well, I would think tragically fighting Jake Paul.
God, what is that?
Because the revenues, because it's a Gen Z TikTok generation that wants to watch sport in a certain way.
Yeah,
and that's nothing critical of them. It's just the way that it is. And that's the circumstances of social media and the platforms that people like Jake Paul are able to cross over. It's not a case of people in the mainstream should be dinosaurs. The digital world and those opportunities and those platforms are marvelous places. And you know, you heard me talking about Mark Goldbridge the other day and the commercial deal that he did with the Bundesliga. And we can be sniffy about their level of content, or we can accept that there's a place for everybody. It's interesting that still the digital world and that's...
Experts in combat sports have highlighted that Jake Paul's decision to face Anthony Joshua represents a major leap in competition compared to his previous bouts. Unlike past opponents who were older or retired, Joshua is an elite, active professional with a proven record against top-tier fighters. This matchup forces Paul to elevate his training, strategy, and mental focus, as he can no longer capitalize on inexperienced or declining opponents. While Paul remains the underdog, this high-stakes fight provides a premium opportunity to showcase his skills, marketability, and growth, positioning him for maximum exposure, revenue, and career advancement.
Maybe even bigger than the Mike Tyson fight. It's hard to say really. Tyson was a big name, but it's going to do numbers regardless because Joshua is a big name and then people are going to be tuning in to see Jake Paul get knocked out. Right now, Eddie Hearn talks about Jake Paul taking this Joshua fight.
I mean, my estimations of Jake Paul would go through the roof if he signed to fight Anthony Joshua, because I just can't believe in my mind that he would do something like that. I mean, Gervonta was a smart one because of his size. Like, you know, I think actually he would have had a lot of success against Jake Paul, but the size is a problem. But this would just be, you know, like if Jake Paul was to take the fight with AJ, you'd really have to maybe carry his balls in a wheelbarrow on the ring walk, you know, because AJ wouldn't mess around in there, you know. So it would be huge, but nothing, you know, to tell you it's close, just a few conversations so far.
Damn right, if Jake Paul takes this fight, he's got some major balls on him. And I know people hate influencer boxing, but come on, he's not fighting an old, retired, past the prime MMA fighter. No, he's fighting a legit boxer who's massive, 6'5", 6'6", jacked, 240, 250 pounds, shredded, power puncher. Do we need to remind ourselves of what Joshua did to Francis Ngannou? Francis Ngannou was coming off a pretty good performance over Tyson Fury. He didn't get the win in that fight, but you could argue that he did actually win that fight. And Ngannou, throughout his entire MMA career, in 4-ounce gloves, very rarely got hit. He could take a punch. He's got a big, fat African head. Big, thick neck, traps, back. He just can't really be hit. And look what Joshua...
Shane McWigan has raised serious doubts about whether the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight will actually happen. He calls the matchup almost farcical, highlighting the practical, financial, and logistical challenges that could prevent it. While public interest, media buzz, and viral hype generate massive attention and potential revenue, contract disputes, promotional conflicts, and the risk to Joshua's brand and physical legacy remain major obstacles. From a competitive sports standpoint, McWigan questions whether this fight aligns with Joshua's credibility as a top-tier athlete. His insights mirror broader concerns in the boxing world, where industry insiders weigh entertainment value and lucrative pay-per-view potential against maintaining authentic, high-stakes sporting legitimacy.
This up, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul reports. What do you make of it? And if we were to see AJ step in with Jake Paul?
I said it yesterday, I'll say it again, I think it's fast. I just don't see how it's going to materialise. I didn't think the tank fight would materialise, and it didn't. And you know, it's all good saying that you're going to box somebody, and then but until literally they're on the ring walk and in the ring, and I'm not going to believe it.
Away from AJ, what do you make of the Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. fight next week?
It's an interesting fight. Haney's up at 147. He looks good. He looks physically good. It's mad to think he's only 26 years of age. Confident-wise, I don't know what that Garcia fight took out of him. Because yes, he tested positive afterwards, but I believe that his Achilles heel is punch resistance, and I think it'll be interesting. I don't know enough about Norman, but I think definitely test him, and maybe Devin Haney will hold a better shot now. He's up at 147. But yeah, it's an exciting matchup. I think it's a.
Analysts have observed a notable transformation in Jake Paul's reputation within professional boxing. Once dismissed as merely a celebrity or social media influencer, he is increasingly recognized as a serious competitor, fueled by his willingness to face higher caliber opponents. This shift in perception has impacted fans, trainers, and commentators, creating a growing respect for his skill set, strategy, and dedication. While Paul has not yet reached the elite tier of fighters like Anthony Joshua, this evolving recognition underscores his credibility and marketability, positioning him as a significant revenue-driving figure in modern boxing's competitive and high-stakes landscape.
I feel like the one that I was mostly from you was the Anderson Silva one. Where Anderson Silva had like one sick round where he's like, whoop, whoop, doing it what Anderson Silva does and missing everything and cracks him and whatever. And then he just like the next few rounds, he's back to like just getting his butt kicked by Jake Paul and walking around, doesn't look the same. Yeah. But again, I don't think these guys are actually getting dropped to like faking. I think Jake Paul actually has that kind of power. I just feel like they kind of know the deal.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna fight. Yeah. We're gonna fight. I make a lot of money. You make a lot of money, not as much money as me, but you make more money than you ever would. Yeah. So you take it. It is what it is. But I don't know. Kind of sucks to see all these legends, right? Like of the sport. Like, you don't want to see that. You don't want to see this guy is losing to freaking Jake Paul.
I will say I loved everything about the Tyson fight in the lead up, and then as I'm actually watching it, I'm like, all right, this is actually fucked up. My bad.
Yeah, it's like senior.
Even when he turns around on.
He is increasingly being taken seriously as fans and analysts recognize his rigorous training, strategic study of boxing techniques, and willingness to tackle high-stakes, elite-level fights. This shift has significant implications for his career trajectory, enhancing his marketability and opening doors to premium opponents and high-profile bouts. Experts note that while he continues to refine his skills, the growing acknowledgement of his abilities marks a pivotal turning point, elevating the reputation of crossover fighters and reinforcing their strategic value within the modern boxing ecosystem.
He probably knows some other stuff like
how much Anthony Joshua made.
Is he in debt? Does he have to do? They know these.
There's an outside motivation to want to do it. Yeah.
And then that's probably why guys like Tyson or whatever would like, well, yeah, I need to pay some bills. Let's do it.
It also gets their name back out there, like in a big way.
And it has to be a big enough name that people are interested at all. Yeah.
And I think at this point, Jake Paul is taken a little more seriously than before. Like if it was the first fight, I think it's a lot different. But then at this point, I think it's more like, oh yeah, it's a thing. It's an exhibition. It's
a model.
Yeah. This has got to be big money because even Anthony Joshua's last fight that he lost, he reportedly earned about 25 million pounds. And when he fought Francis Ngannou in March, he approximately made $50 million.
Wow.
So, like, rumor mill has it so that Jake Paul is set to potentially earn, Jake Paul might earn $92 million.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. Until next time.